Hi Craig, Steve Jenkins here. So I got your message regarding needing a video to talk about the food bar and the food log. So I'd like a log that's 3 inches by 8 inches, something like that in size. That's a family, that's a family size food log. But the food bars are the most important. Those are 2 inches by 1 inch by 3 inches approximately. The need came about when I was traveling overseas, and as you know, we go around the world, myself and other missionaries in our group, and we work with the poorest of the poor. We need energy, we need food. So I developed this machine. It took months to develop it, that creates these bars, but I'd like to find a company that would make them for us so that I don't have to prep this machine, clean it and everything like that, and also put this on the market. When I came into Tacloban City, and you can see by the backdrop, you know where I'm at. I didn't dress up for this video. I just wanted to get it out because it's very, very critical that we get this done in the next at least month. We need to find a company that can accommodate us. We want these food bars to have 4 base ingredients: fruits, grains, nuts, and vegetables. The fruit of choice would be raisins. Grain would be oatmeal or oats or rolled oats. Nuts, coconut, and malunggay or moringa or kalamalunggay, as they say in some countries. So that is the formula. And I'd like to be involved in kind of increasing or decreasing the sweetness by that would be the raisins. And we may, I've experimented with different things. One time I had to use a little raw honey to make it stick together nicely, but depends on how you compress it. You can either use hydraulic or you can use a worm-driven machine that forces it through, kind of masticates it all, and then forces it through a nozzle and out a chute the right size, and you cut it off. We need to find a company that'll do that. Why? Well, when I went into Tacloban, 15,000 people dead. It just breaks my heart to think about it. But the people that survived, some of the families laid down on the street and died with their husbands and wives and with their children because they didn't have food. The government sent in thousands of pounds of rice. What good is rice going to do when they don't have a house, they don't have wood to cook with, they don't have matches, they don't have a pot, they don't have fresh water? What on earth is white hard rice going to do? They can't pop it. It's very difficult. They need fire. It was hard, so they sent in bread. The bread molded. It was all thrown away. People couldn't even eat it. It was a disaster. I was there. I know it makes me sick and my head hurt just thinking about it. I got dengue, almost died. No place to sleep, no food, and you think, with all the technology, why couldn't they give us some little, bar that we could just put in our mouth and eat so we don't starve to death? It would give us energy and be able to survive and get back up on our feet and rebuild. At least we rebuilt a shack out of just garbage that we found around. So it's part of our work to go to these countries. Haiti was one of the horriblest disasters. I was in Asia when the tsunami hit way back and killed over 180,000, I think. At the time it happened, they didn't know how bad it was, but as time went on, they realized. And we need, for our sailing, as you know, we have quite a sailing ministry, and it's so easy to be able to plan a sailing trip. For example, 1 month, one person, 90 bars, pack it up, and you're ready to go. Of course, you can have other food and everything, but these are just great because you can drink a little water with it and it swells up. You got your complex carbs in there, you got your vegetables, so you don't get scurvy, and you have your sugar, your fruit, your dried fruit. Now, you could interpolate this differently. You could basically find the resources, the cheapest dried fruit. I love brown rice rolled and toasted. I don't care if it's totally raw, but it needs to be semi-raw. It needs to be fairly raw. And I've got a guy, Alan Brella, am I pronouncing that right? Messaging me, I need to go. So hopefully this message will get out to you, Craig, and you can send it to anyone. I know you're doing research. That's what I've assigned you to do, is do research and find a company in the United States. I found quite a few in Asia and China and all over, but I have difficulty communicating with them. I don't know the language really well there, so United States would be a good place to start. Maybe they have resources in other countries as well. So do your best. I hope you can find someone. I know there's a guy by the name of Ken you had talked about that you were in contact with somewhere. So I hope you can collaborate with him and we can get this thing moved forward so that we can buy a large amount of these, and that would be just awesome. I'm getting ready to go to Thailand, then Philippines, Bangladesh, Cambodia, India, Nepal, Singapore, of course, that's an affluent country, but the other countries, the areas that I'm going to be in, it's very hard to plan for, you know, the meals. I do the best I can and eat. I'm a vegan from birth, so I travel the world. I've made 16 trips to Asia. I've never eaten any of their junk foods or their bad foods, and I've survived. So it can be done, but when you're traveling in desolate areas, and especially in the Middle East and stuff like, or getting involved in Pakistan now and Afghanistan, you need some food, you know. So, all right, God bless you. And you know, in Matthew 25, verse 40, what we do for the least of these, we do for Jesus. And it says when he comes that he's really going to determine if we're right with him and ready by what we've done for humanity. Feeding them is one of those things. How would we want to be treated if we were in their situation? So this is part of the mission work. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye. Mahalo.